Hello and welcome to the English News Bình Phước radio, television stations and newspaper. Now take a look at top story as usual. Ornamental banana tree attracting buyers. Uyamap launches new rural construction movement. Bình Phước strengthens management of medical supply markets. National Women's Congress open in Hanoi. Vietnam on the right track in ensuring gender equality. And later on, Mộc Châu out of season's plum. Ladies and gentlemen, one resident in Long Hà commune in Phú Riềng district, Binh Phuoc province, has painstakingly collected strained banana variety in his home garden. This included a mutant units and strain variety rarely found elsewhere.
For the past 2 years, Lê Tuấn Anh has been living in Long Hà commune in Phú Riềng district, Binh Phuoc province, and has meticulously collected string banana trees to plant in his garden. They are actually ornamental plants, meaning that each is distinguished by its shape and the color of its leaves.
I found this banana variety quite strange, so I brought some home to test planting. They especially grew well as the soil here is suitable. Despite the high price, I don't have enough trees for sale because of the growing number of buyers.
The mutant variety has long-lasting leaves and grows from 2 to 4 years before blooming and bearing fruit, so has a long life cycle. Many people grow them as ornamental plants in cafes and villas. The price can run from tens of millions of Vietnam dong to hundreds of billions of dong.
The Buyamap District People Committee held a ceremony to launch a movement to build a new rural area in district during 2022.
After more than 11 years of conducting the national target program on building a new rural area, Buyamap District has posted many positive results, with its countryside becoming more spacious and people's living standards improving daily. The district has achieved an average of 17.25 criteria in new rural construction. This year, it strives to bring Phu Nghĩa commune up to new rural standards and turn it into a town by the end of the 2020-2025 tenure. At the launch ceremony, Phu Nghĩa commune received investments of 95.2 billion Vietnam dong to build a new rural area, in which 14 billion dong comes from the provincial budget and more than 80 billion dong from the district budget. New rural area construction has received an enthusiastic response from a large number of people who are actively participating in the task and becoming part of a vibrant, powerful and widespread mass movement. Buyamap district mobilized more than 223 billion Vietnam dong last year to implement a new rural area construction program focusing on infrastructure. With the determination and solidarity of all levels of government and the people, Buyamap is expected to develop greatly from this year onwards, with much improved living standards for local people.
Faced with a shortage of medical supply, Markets Management Team Number 3 has focused on implementing a range of solutions to ensure strict control over commodity speculation and arbitrary price rises.
Markets Management Team Number 3 at the Market Management Department of Binh Phuoc Province has requested that organizations and individuals trading in medical supplies strictly comply with legal regulations. It will also strictly handle the trade of goods with prices not listed, goods with unknown origin, smuggled goods, and traders taking advantage of a scarcity of goods to speculate and increase prices.
Initially, we encourage businesses to sell medical equipment at the correct price. Once committed, any business that violates regulations will be prosecuted under the law.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 13th National Women's Congress opened at the National Convention Center in Hanoi on March the 10th, with the participation of 959 official delegates representing women of all classes around the country.
In her opening remarks, Ha Thị Nga, president of the Vietnam Women's Union, highlighted the significance of the Congress, saying this is an important political event and a great festival for Vietnamese women nationwide. Nga said, in the context of complicated developments of the COVID pandemic, Vietnamese women from all walks of life are both important participants in preventing and controlling the pandemic, and beneficiaries of timely and practical support policies. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính asked the Vietnam Women's Union to photograph and concretize views, guidelines, and policy of the party, continue to consolidate its organizational structure, and renovate the operation methods to become a professional and effective organization for women's comprehensive development and the country's strength and prosperity. He expressed the belief that after this Congress, officials and members of the Union will have a new awareness and spirit, thus creating a new development momentum for women's movement in the country.
Ambassador of Sweden to Vietnam said she believes Vietnam has posted a range of achievements in ensuring gender equality and is on the right track in this endeavor.
Speaking with the Vietnam News Agency on the occasion of the 30th National Women's Congress, Ambassador Mao shared her impressions of efforts to institutionalize gender equality in the country.
When looking at the developments today, one can see how clearly this country has moved forward when it comes to girls' and women's education, access to health for women. Also, it's impressive that 70% of working-age women are in the labor force, which is very high by all international standards, and I think this is very important for women's economic empowerment.
Vietnam's efforts in eliminating gender inequality over recent times is clear to see. The ambassador recommended, however, that Vietnam continue to improve certain aspects surrounding the task, such as gender-based violence and the trafficking of women and girls. The diplomat congratulated the Vietnamese women on the 30th National Women's Congress and expressed her belief in their further development in the future.
To Vietnamese women, I want to say I'm impressed. You are capable, you are strong, and the gender equality is in your hands, and you're on a good way of reaching its full potential.
She said Sweden will continue to work closely with Vietnam through the United Nations and regional initiatives from the Swedish International Development Cooperation. Among other endeavors, she explained, it will continue to share its experience with Vietnam in promoting gender equality, including how to better engagement.
The 15th National Assembly Standing Committee is set to deal with heavy workload during its night sitting that opened in Hanoi on March 10th morning.
Highlighting the lawmaking issues to be handled, Chairman of the National Assembly Vương Đình Huệ said the committee will opine on 5 draft laws and a draft resolution to be submitted to the coming third sitting of the Parliament. It also vote on the draft ordinance and 1 draft resolution while considering the government's proposal to add a bill amending and supplementing some articles of the Law on People's Public Security to the 2022 Law and Ordinance Making Program. Besides, the committee will hold a question and answer session during this sitting. The National Assembly office said the ongoing sitting of the Standing Committee consists of 2 phases, with the first from March the 10th to 16th and the second from March the 22nd to 25th.
Vietnamese coffee firms are advised to capitalize on change offered by free trade agreement to boost shipment to Japan, as Vietnamese coffee is being favored by local consumers amidst an increasing demand for install type, according to Vietnam Trade Office in Japan.
Vietnam is now the second largest coffee supplier for Japan. It's noteworthy that Japan's coffee imports from Brazil and Vietnam increased in 2021, but declines were seen in that from other key suppliers. Statistics showed that Japan purchased over 100,000 tons of coffee from Vietnam in 2021, slightly increased in volume and value from the previous year. Coffee consumption in the East Asian nation is projected to rise in the coming time after downward trend in imports triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic in the past 2 years. Vietnamese firms are advised to pay due attention to product quality and technical standards of this stringent market, as well as consumer taste, product pricing, and specifications.
Plums that ripen between January and March on Mộc Châu Plateau in the northern mountainous province of Sơn La are usually small in number and rather bitter. This year, however, thanks to favorable weather conditions, big and tasty plums are being ordered by traders visiting local orchards.
Nguyễn is the owner of an orchard with 100 plum trees in Trường Sơn commune in Mộc Châu district. In previous years, these out-of-season plums have only been enough for local people's demand. This year, however, he has had some for sale since the Tet holiday in early February. Every 4 days, he harvests as much as 20 kilograms of plums, which are sold for an average price of some $2.5 per kilo. Compared with seasonal plums, these out-of-season ones are easier to sell at higher prices because there's less competition. Growers are delighted to see traders arriving with orders. The out-of-season plums provide a better income for growers in Mộc Châu district. It has been suggested that they map out better planning for the plum seasons to earn more from the fruit.
That's all for news today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and see you next time.